if Sisyphus was happy, eternally condemned to never satisfy his ambition, cursed to push a rock up a hill? He wanted something, broke the law to get it, and the gods punished him, putting a desire in his heart to get to the top of a hill and then made it impossible. Did he fail the same way every time? Did he know that he'd never make it? Did he start every time thinking, today is the day I'll make it to the top of this hill? Today I will do what burns in my heart. But today is never the day. I am Sisyphus. A fire burns in me for the 100-mile distance, but I've only finished 1 out of 8 times. Something got in my blood, and I'm fixated, obsessed. The running gods put a fire in my heart to solve the 100-mile puzzle, but the box they handed me is incomplete. And I can't figure out which pieces are missing. Trail grit is my journey to another 100-miler. What makes me think that I can do it after so many DNFs? Viktor Frankl said that we can bear any how with a compelling why. So why do I keep coming back? My name is Josh Rosenthal, and I'm just absolutely obsessed with the 100-mile distance. I'm a mega fan of the elite runners who go for it, and I can't not imagine a version of myself where I'm not obsessing over trying to run 100 miles as well. So I've been married for 18 years to Becky Rosenthal, and we have 3 kids, Everett, who's 10, Leo, who's 3, and Ruthie, who's 7. We do all sorts of things that feels like running 100 miles, like trying to travel with guys like this. That's true. To my kids. The first thing that I did in business was I started the Barba Coffee, and I no longer own it, but it's doing really well. I think it's probably doing better than when I owned it. Yeah, so originally the company was called Charming Beard. And then once it was starting to gain traction, we thought, well, let's create a name that we want to have for 30 years. And so the other founding partner, Levi, he had a big beard and he called himself La Barba, and so, which is Spanish for the beard. And so we changed our name to La Barba. But we kept that sign. I'm going to take it home with me someday. So I've DNF'd 7 out of 8 100-mile attempts. I think I spent $2,100 on race entry fees, and I don't have a single belt buckle to show for those $2,100. My first DNF was Zion 2017, ran out of water at mile about 63. Then I did Bryce 2017. I DNF'd that. Basically, I got to mile 51. At the time, I thought it was because my feet hurt. Then the next year, 2018, was like something of a magical year at Zion. I actually finished. That was the year that I got it. I thought I figured it out. So I started signing up for a lot more 100-milers. I think it was Wasatch that I tried next. I missed the cutoff. Cutoff was 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. Buffalo. DNF'd at mile 70. The night was super cold. Really regretting committing to these videos. Wasatch 2022 was the one that hurt the worst. I was actually running up the road at Lambs, like running at mile 40 something. A storm hit, my mind couldn't recover. Back to Upper Big Water and DNF to Upper Big Water again. One of my other Zion DNFs, my mind, I just couldn't get through it. My body was hurting, but my mind couldn't get through it. Mile 58. And then my last Zion effort, I had a flare-up of gout with just a touch of rhabdomyolysis. My kidney function was maybe double, so that was the end of that one. And sometimes I swear I'm never going to do it again, and then 7 days later I'm on Ultra sign up and I'm already looking for something else. Trail running is super hard for people who it's not their day job, let's say. You know, a lot of us have kids, partners, spouses, everything that gets in the way that keeps us from getting to the starting line. You know, I probably drink more alcohol than is healthy. You combine that with trail running and it's way too much. How often does your dad finish 100-mile races?
Once. I mean, it's crazy how many times he's entered. He gives up too much. I remember mostly when the time that you actually finished one, which we were all so surprised.
I've got a lot of friends in the trail running community, and I need their insight. I need their help with this. So I don't know what they're going to say, but we'll see.
I think Zion's is to me, that's the best one in the
Zion
city.
is so hard.
I mean, it's 100, like you're saying.
It's
100's
the
100.
The slick rock beats you up
brutal.
really good.
You get the best training season. You get to train when it's cold.
Yeah.
You run down there, it's not hot yet, you're not burnt out.
Leading up to it, you should go do that Big Bend race. It's a 50K.
My dad died this week. And as a kid, he went to Big Bend. My dad grew up like running that river with my grandparents.
Yep.
And that was like one of his fondest memories was Big Bend. Because I grew up in Lubbock, which is
Yeah.
West Texas.
Okay.
But from Lubbock to Big Bend, it's still
Far.
6 to 7 hours.
I know. They're like, the stargazing is great.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, because there's no buildings.
Jeremy's gonna do Dead Horse with me.
Nice.
But how can we keep coming back?
Like you see somebody suffering and you're like, yeah, they're sort of exaggerating, it's not that bad.
I feel like it's a shortcut. Running 100 milers is a shortcut to this version of yourself that you don't get to meet. Except in that space where it's the same version of yourself after like 10 days of backpacking in the rain. It's the same version of yourself like after you've stayed up all night with your friends writing a paper in college. It's like this raw, like the person you are at mile 70, like you can't anticipate, you can't know that person until you know them. And that is amazing and terrifying and wonderful, and all of that makes me want to do it over and over again.
It's the belt buckle, man.
It's the belt.
Buckle.
Yeah. The races that appeal to me the most are the ones that have 48-hour cutoffs or big DNF rates. Like 48-hour cutoff, 33,000 feet of vert.
It's so funny that we're talking about the 100-mile distance as a shortcut to anything.
Yeah.
Because it is like so pathetically slow and is so bad at it.
It's faster than 10 days in the woods, though.
Yeah, you're right. I remember my first 100-mile effort was with Jeremy. It was Zion 2017. And he looked at me at the starting line and he laughed and said, "Get ready to suffer." And I thought, I don't have it, like, oh, he's hyperbole. And it's like, oh my God. Like the reality of that. I love who I am at that starting line.
Yeah.
But that I haven't finished 7 out of 8 attempts, and that it doesn't, like, what do you have for me in that? You know what I mean? Like, reflect this back to me. Like, what are you hearing? What is this?
Yeah, so for me, when I feel like I want to quit, there's a part of me that knows I'll have to come back and do it again. Everything I've sunk into this race, I'm gonna have to do that plus the finish. Right now, I've just got the finish.
That's good.
Oh, interesting.
Honestly.
Yeah, it's total sunk cost logic. Where I do not, like I've never repeated a 100-miler.
I mean, why? Why do you want to run 100 miles?
To me, there's something about the 100-mile distance that makes me, that if I can do it, it feels like it tells the story of who I think I am on the inside, that I don't have any way of proving on the outside. And my grandfather was a farmer, and you know, he worked with land and like fought the land, and from it came, you know, crops and stuff that he made a living off of. There's an element of ultras for me that's like a connection to, you know, where I'm from. So there's all of these pieces, but the thing that resounds the most is it's like I'm looking for some like tangible piece to prove to myself that I am who I think I am. And so every time I don't finish, it's like I can finish. Let's do another one.
Yeah, I think the reason that I didn't finish Wasatch is because I didn't have a good why. And I don't think I anticipated how much in the suffering I needed to have that clarity of why I was doing it.
Yeah.
Because you have to have clarity or you will drop.
Right.
Period.
I mean, something's always gonna go wrong.
Yeah,
Like
it's gonna go wrong. It's pure chaos.
amongst our level.
You have this metaphor of like your grandfather being a farmer and that he conquered the land so that it would produce food. It doesn't feel to me like I'm conquering Wasatch. If anything,
Right.
it's conquering me or Zion or wherever I'm running. Like, but I think that there is a piece on trail, wherever you are, that when you accept what the trail is giving you instead of fighting it, that it's way easier.
One of my proudest moments, I used to go to a lot of rodeos in my youth, and if you were wearing a belt buckle, some cowboy was always going to ask you, did you win it or buy it?
Ooh.
And so the first time
awesome.
I went to a rodeo with my Wasatch buckle, and some f***er said, did you win it or buy it? It's like, oh, let me tell you about this buckle.
Yeah. All you've done is ridden a bull.
I earned every minute of this belt buckle.
That's really great.
I mean, Zion is a special race.
Yeah.
For sure. The Slick Rock is going to beat you up.
Yeah. This next effort for me is a very sacred one. Big Bend is sounding unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sounding like, talk about sacred.
Absolutely.
That feels like it could be sacred. And then Zion.
Just like going up it.
I can see going down it. That'd be fun. I don't know about up it.
There it is. Seattle Gummy.
Oh, yeah. Are you doing another 100 miler?
Yeah, I'm gonna do another 100 mile.
Why? Don't you just fail those?
Yeah.
So why are you doing it again? How many have you failed?
7.
You've tried 6? No, but you've completed 1.
I've completed 1.
Okay, so let's do the math real quick. You gotta do 16 in order to complete 2.
That's right.
Okay, so this is just another. This is gonna be
one.
9.
Yeah.
So you gotta do this 7 more times after
And then I'll
this,
get
so
my
that
next
you can
one.
get 1, because you probably won't finish this one, right?
I probably know. I'm hoping that I finish this one. I don't know which 100 miler I'm doing yet,
Okay.
but I want to do one in the spring.
spring. Okay, so you've got time to train.
Yeah.
Are you in a place where you can actually train?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Dead Horse.
Yep.
Dead Horse 50 miler in November. And then either Big Bend in West Texas.
It's an interesting choice.
This was what was crazy. So my dad passed this week. I've never been to Big Bend, and my dad always talked about Big Bend.
Oh, really?
He grew up going to Big Bend National Park or State Park.
Yeah.
From Lubbock, it's a 6-hour drive. From El Paso, it's a 6-hour drive.
Okay.
So it's inconvenient. So I reached out to Alex to see if he could fly us there.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. January 14th.
We parachute in.
Yeah. That or
That's January 14th?
January 14th.
Okay. So Dead Horse November, 2 months to ramp up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Probably not a ton of elevation gain, I would assume.
No.
Hopefully January and also spring, like Zion or Bryce or something like that.
So a 50 miler in November, another 50 miler in January.
It's a lot of races.
A lot of races.
What's the motivation right now?
Just I got the fire. Got the fire in my belly.